Okay, both these two are devices that are used in the hospital to deliver the oxygen to the patient. These deliver 10 liters per minute. Most of people prefer using this because the constantly supply of the air with the purity 95% to 100%. But this one mostly produce 90% of purity of the gas to 95. So you may see the difference of these two devices, that this produces a constant gas supply, but the purity is low, 90 to 95, although this one cannot produce a constant gas supply because in circumstances the gas may cut off and needs a frequent replacement of the users to ensure a constant gas supply to the patient. So what if this will be used to the patient, it needs the user to have a backup gas cylinder so that when the gas will cut off, means that there could be any replacement to ensure there is oxygen gas supply constantly to the patient with no any cutoff. But also the advantage of this one is that the purity that will be produced from this gas cylinder is always ranging from 95% to 100% also, but some literatures also says will be 99%. But this, as I have said at once, it produces 90% to 95%. So there is the difference of these two. Another, this is portable. This is portable because someone can handle and walk with. So when you are transferring the patient from one room to another, or when you are transferring out the patient from one hospital to another, you may use a small oxygen gas cylinder as the gas supply. Although also some circumstances we have a small oxygen concentrator that you may move with when you are taking the patients probably from one room to another or from one hospital to another. But mostly people prefer this one, the already manufactured gas from the oxygen plant. Another that people prefer this one. The gas inside of this one is due to the demand pressure, mostly deliver high pressure. But something that you must need to quote that if you set the same flow rate from this oxygen concentrator, you set the same flow rate of this oxygen concentrator and the same flow rate of this oxygen gas cylinder, the constant volume and the pressure that will be delivered to the patient will be the same. So there is no more quite different of these two things, but mostly this is portable and somebody can handle very quickly from one point to another, or from one room to another, or from one hospital to another. So something that is very important here is that it's just depend on the priority of someone. Other prefer using this, other prefer using this, but there is no more quite different. But this is mostly preferred because it's already manufactured gas and has no noise. This in the hospital is giving out much noise. So, but this, its working principle is quiet working. So, making the environment more quiet. So there is no any noises. That's why people also prefer to use this oxygen gas cylinder, because it creates a working environment be calm compared to this one. So we need to understand this gauge. Here means if the arrow will be at this indicator, means your oxygen gas cylinder is full. We have a lot of types of oxygen gas cylinder, but I wanted to show you the oxygen, the gauge. This is pressure gauge. So the pressure gauge, as you can see this pressure gauge, there is the arrow now, it is to the indicator of refill, that is in red color. another to the green part, it is full. So once that arrow will move directly to the full point, means that your oxygen gas cylinder is full, and you can't, it is more advisable that once you are just refilling this oxygen gas cylinder, you don't need to refill beyond of that full point. So once your oxygen gas cylinder will be above of this full, it creates a very dangerous working zone to the user. So we need only this arrow to ensure that when we are using the oxygen gas cylinder, this arrow should be pointing only from this full point up to this between. But when this arrow, once you are using this oxygen gas cylinder and the arrow at any point, if drops nearest to this red zone, that red is refill, you are not allowed to use it up to the 0 point. You need to go to the oxygen plant so as to refill the oxygen gas cylinder. Apart from that, we have this. This is a filter. In any working circumstance, the filter may become very dirty and may block the passage of air throughout to the patient. So you need to rechange the oxygen gas gauge. And this is O-ring. The black one is the O-ring, is just to prevent any leakage of the gas. So in circumstances, the O-ring, that is the black one, may get worn out. So you need to replace it so that to prevent the gas leakage from the gas cylinder. Apart from that, you will create a very dangerous working zone in your work. So I wish all of the best for what we have discussed through. If you have any question, you just comment. Thank you.